Okay, so we'll get started on today's webinar. So, the introduction to the SHX multi-sensory room system. So basically, just before I get started, myself, if anyone doesn't know me, I'm with Safecare Technologies, just a little over 3 years now, and I'm Client Solutions, and I basically specialize in the areas of cognition, assistive technology, SHX systems, Luminea, and the environmental control side of things as well. Okay, so I suppose today what we're going to go through is what is the SHX system. We're also going to cover the access methods, and we're also going to cover, I suppose, the special effects that go into the room as well, how we will control the room and what goes into the room, for example. So I'll get started with the part of what the system is itself. So the SHX system is a new, more advanced sensory room system. So it's a unique technology for multi-sensory room environments. So it's designed to make the sensory room even more immersive, interactive, and customizable. So what you'll see throughout the webinar itself is that you'll see the different elements that you can use in different ways for therapeutic reasons and things like that as well. So the possibilities are endless within relation to the sensory room. So many different variations you can do with the different access methods and elements within the room. So as I mentioned, it is immersive. So the room itself is fully immersive. So you can actually, once you step inside this room and once you activate the different elements, you'll see how immersive it can be, whether it's lighting, whether it's vibroacoustic elements, whether it's sound, whether it's visual effects and things like that as well. You'll find that it's completely immersive as well. And you could have it as basic as you want. Maybe you just want to work on just the vibration element. You can do that using the furniture, or even a cushion, or even if maybe you want to have that fully immersive scene, for example, stepping into a forest and you want, the room to light up green, you might want the vibration of maybe elephants in that forest walking past you and things like that. And the sound then as well of the forest sounds, maybe the rainfall, maybe the animals as well. Okay. You have the option of having it user controlled as well. So the user themselves, depending on the access methods that you choose, they can actually access the device themselves. So you could have a tablet yourself, maybe, for the therapist, but then the actual user themselves may have the actual button 6, for example, or even the dice, which I'll talk about more in more detail in a while. And they can actually access the method and have more control themselves as well. So it's fully customizable as well. So you can really start very, very small. So you could have just the basics, maybe just the system itself. And as time goes on, if you want to just add bits and pieces on, you can, of course. So you can add on, for example, the SHX fan. You can add on a dice for another access method. You can even add on maybe stars as well if you want to incorporate that nighttime sky and things like that as well. It's scalable as well. So as I mentioned, you can really start small. So you can have just the basic system and you can grow and grow and grow the sensory room. So the possibilities here, you can keep going on and adding as much as you want. Maybe it's 4 stars. You want to have one in each corner shining into the center of the room. You can do that as well if you wanted to as well. So there's no limit to the amount of products that you can add into it. You can keep adding as much as you want. Also as well, we do a custom design. So you'll find as well that if you are, going for, the option of maybe going down the route of sensory rooms, what we can do is we can design a custom design for you. So we can actually maybe come to, your building, have a look at the room that you're looking to adapt, have a look at different areas, for example, where the windows are, the doors are, the sockets are, and so on and so forth. And then what we can do is we can take some photos and we can then, go back to the office. We can then basically just come up with a solution for you, create that custom design with the elements. So as you can see from the image here now, we've got, for example, the planet up in the top right-hand corner. You've got that Luminea curtain kind of floating down from the ceiling. You've got the fan in the corner. You've got the projector then shining on the wall at the back. And you even got the access method of the SHX mat, again, which I'll talk about in more detail in a few minutes, in the middle of the room as well. So we can come up and give you that solution basically for your specific custom room as well. So the SHX system itself. So this is just a list of the individuals that it is suitable for. So you'll see that it's suitable for early childhood, ASD, cerebral palsy, elderly, Down syndrome, dementia, brain injury, MS, physical disabilities, and cognitive disabilities. So it is quite, adaptable for, a lot of different users as well. So you'll find that depending on the user that's going to be using the room, you'll have different access methods that you might need to use as well. So the benefits of the SHX room. So you'll see here now, it works for many different targets. So you'll see for sensorial, it works for motor, emotional, cognitive, and social as well. And it's really good for visual tracking. For example, even if you just take down, for example, just stripping it back to the bubble tube, visual tracking, there is an option to do a flop, where you can actually just do a flop of bubbles going up into the ceiling. And as you're doing that, you're visual tracking as well. So you're asking the user to follow the bubbles up then as well. We've got attention and focus, cause and effect. There's choice making, memory, taking turns, motor skills, communication skills, and counting skills as well. So there's lots of different areas that you can focus in on. And again, this is really depending on the use of the actual system itself. So within the system itself, it has this software, the SHX software, and there's lots and lots of different tabs that you can, or different options that you can use to, I suppose, use the different benefits of the sensory room itself. So what I'm going to show you here now is just a quick video of the SHX system itself, just in action. So this is just kind of an idea of how immersive it is and so on and so forth.
SHX System, created by the firm BJ Live, is a step forward in the field of multi-sensory environments. It combines all the classic elements of a sensory room, such as bubble tube and fiber optic, with others like projections, lighting, and vibration. The chances of creating immersive environments are unlimited and can be adapted to the users on each occasion. The users can also have full control of the room and be the lead actor within the environment. One of the main purposes of SHX System rooms has always been to favour interaction. In an SHX room, the user can interact by using an Android tablet, an iPad, or simple items like dice or a remote control with big buttons. Another advantage this system offers is customization. All the content in the room is editable. Every element can be changed, from the projection seen on the screens to lighting, sounds, and so on. Whole new environments can easily be created in just a few minutes. You can make a forest, a relaxing seaside location, enjoy a roller coaster ride, or you can even play YouTube videos accompanied by all the elements in the room. SHX rooms stand out because they give you the gift of working easily and simply. You can attend to and help several participants at the same time and work on so many therapeutic goals. For cerebral palsy, for example, therapists can work on fine and gross motor skills and proprioception. For people with dementia, memory and emotions can be handled. For people with ASD, attention and interaction can be developed. And you can also do activities for young infants to cultivate first skills and experimentation.
Okay, so that's just a little kind of snippet of the SHX system itself. Skip on there now. So moving on now to the different types of access methods that are available for you for the room. So these are just some of the access methods that you could use within the room. So you've got the SHX die, you've got the SHX button 6, the mat, the proximity sensor, and also the switch. So they work in many different types of ways. So what I will show you now next is basically just different types of videos of using those access methods. So for example, if you're using the dice, it's the roll of the dice, and that will help interact with the room. The button 6, it's just a simple press of a switch. The mat, as you can see from the image here, it's basically just standing on the different color, and that will then interact with the system itself. The proximity works in a different type of a way. For example, you'll see in this particular image, you've got cards in the background and you've also got little toy elephants. So this is quite good for many different users as well. So what you can do with this is that this works with a little coding. And what it does is you stick this little sticker that you get when you purchase the proximity to the bottom of the toy. So for example, if we were working on animals, is this an elephant? Is this a dog? Is this a cat, for example? We can put the little sticker on the bottom of the elephant, place that elephant onto the top of the blue sensor that you see from the image, and then that will actually bring us to the system. So on the projection system itself, so up onto the projector, you will find that you might have an image. It depends on what you customize, but you might have an image of the elephant. You might have a scene of an elephant walking through a forest, and you'll have the colors and things like that as well. Or you might have it more educational, the information about the elephant, for example, and things like that as well. So you can really customize it to what you'd like to have. For example, especially if you're working with elderly people as well, with dementia or Alzheimer's as well, or even, brain injury or stroke or with aphasia, you can really zone in, and you can actually, maybe for memory, for example, we can say, okay, this is, your family members, this is your husband, this is your wife, and have images of them and information about them as well, for example. Okay, and the last one then is the switch. So that's just a simple press of a switch, and that will activate as well. So much like the button 6, but this is just one single switch, and that will activate the specific scene that you wish to activate as well. So I'm just going to move on now to the videos. So the first one here now, you will find this is the Luminea lamp. Okay, now this is just the one element and 3 different access methods. So it's just showing how you would use these access methods just to control that one element. But as I mentioned earlier, you can control any elements you want with the access methods. Okay, so this is just the lamp itself, and this is the iPad itself. So you can use either an iOS device or an Android tablet as well to control the room. It can be downloaded on a phone or a tablet as well. So you'll see here now in that video with the tablet just changing colors. We'll be moving on next now to the next element, which is the button 6, basically. So again, using the button 6, each button has a different color. So corresponding red, green, yellow, blue, for example. You'll see it changing there as we press the buttons. And then the next access method we will be moving on to will be the SHX die. So you'll see that then from the roll of a dice, you'll see here it lands on the color, and whatever color it corresponds to from the top, it'll land on that. So red was the color there. We'll roll it again, and it will change to the color yellow that time, and again blue. Okay. So that is how that would work. So we move on there now. And that was the lamps. Now I'm going to show you with the tube. So this is using the bubble tube itself. And again, this is using the iPad access, using the SHX die, and also using the button 6. So again, using the tablet just to change the colors of the bubble tube. Then we can change it to off. And we can also do things like, as you can see here, the bubble tube on, bubble tube off, and flop as well. Then next we have the button 6. So the button 6, again, simply by pressing the color that you want, it'll change to that color as well. We can also have this, and you'll see that as well in a while with the system, how it will change one of the scenes for us. That's the button 6. And finally, then after this one, we will have the die. So again, from the roll of a dice, we'll have the color. Okay, so you'll see it here now, just rolling the dice. So you get the idea. Basically, that lands on red. We change it to red, for example. We roll it again. That lands on a different color, green, I think it is, yeah, and it'll change to green. So I'll just skip ahead there now from that. And now what I'll do is I'll move on to the system. So with the system itself, and what you'll find basically with the projection, as we change it with our access method, you will see that all the pages would have, the general 6 buttons, basically. So you'll see, like the button 6, you have 6 options. So I'll play the video so you'll see that what I'm speaking about. Okay, so here we have the system. So as we press the fireworks, it's going to light up the fireworks, for example. So you saw there in the image a second ago that there were 6 options. That will correspond to whether it's your mat or whether it's your button 6 as well, for example. So here we have the fireworks. We can change that now to the sky dive, you can see. So your tablet, your button 6, your mat, and everything you have that. And you'll see here, this is fully immersive scene where you have your fan, you have your imagery, you have your colors, and you'll also have your vibroacoustic on your seating as well. You can see the lamp. So here we've got the button 6. So again, with the button 6, changing it to a different scene, selecting red, we've got the horse. So this particular scene, again, has 6 different animals. So depending on which one we want to select, we're automatically pressing the button 6 then. Okay. And then finally, after the button 6, then again, we have the dice. So simply, again, just by the roll of the dice, again, we will have the different options again. Okay, so you'll see, selecting that, and it'll change. Okay, so I'll just skip ahead there now. So the special effects that you can incorporate into your room as well. Again, these are just some of them again. So you can have the SHX stars that would be in the center of the room shining on your ceiling. So for a nighttime scene, for example, you could have them shining up. We could have the soap bubble machine. So again, if you might have a bit of rain, this could incorporate the rain feeling as well. So the bubbles hitting from you at the back and things like that. You've got the fireball for lighting. You've got the fan then maybe for the, the breeze, for example. And you've also got a voice kit as well. So the voice kit works that you can make sounds. So if you make the sounds, then you can have the room change into different colors and so on and so forth. So to create then your own custom SHX sensory room system, there is just a few steps involved in doing that. So the first step is basically having the system itself. So you start off with the system, and the system consists of the computer, the speakers, the tablet, the projector, and the software itself. So once you have that, then you're kind of pretty much on the right track to getting all the other elements involved as well. So you have your system and that gets installed, and then your projector will project all your software onto the screen or onto the wall that you have chosen. Your next step then is to choose your access method. So your access methods are how are you going to control your device. So it does come with the tablet, as I mentioned, but you can have then additional access methods as well. So you could purchase the button 6, for example, the die, the mat, the switch, or again, that proximity that we mentioned. Then there's also the new option as well. So if you have an eye gaze user, the eye gaze user now can also use the device as well using Grid 3 or Communicator 5 softwares. They're now able to access the actual software itself. From there, then we pick the lighting elements. So you might want to have the Luminea 5-meter LED line, which goes around the corner of your ceiling. You might want to have the Luminea bubble tube. You might want to have the Luminea curtain, which is your fiber optics going down from the ceiling. You might want to have the SHX LED UV spotlight. You might want to have the Luminea fiber optics, or you might even want to have the lamp as well that you saw in the images there a while ago. So you have your different lighting elements. Moving on then to your special effects. So there, your special effects, how do you, want to interact with the room? So is it going to be the stars that light up when you have the nighttime, scene? Is it going to be the SHX fan that's going to blow on you when you have the wind? Is it going to be the bubbling machine for the rain, for example? So we have lots of different effects that can work in different ways for your scenes as well. And then we've got the step of adding the furniture. So what kind of furniture would you like in the room? Would you like the vibroacoustic waterbed? So you have that feeling when you're lying down and it's vibration. Do you want the vibroacoustic transformable poof? Do you want a snuggle bag, for example, that's hung from the ceiling? Do you want the vibroacoustic pool that you can sit into when lights up? Or do you want the relaxed chair or even a single armchair or a comfort seat? So there's lots of different seating arrangements as well. And also the vibroacoustic cushion that you can hold as well. And you'll feel the vibration through that as well. Okay, so there are all your different kind of, I suppose, areas that you can add in your steps to creating your room. But then you have also the option of adding in different accessories as well. For example, the sensory bags like tactile bags, UV lighting bags, music and percussion bags, fidget bags, and so on and so forth. Those can be added to the room as well. So also as well, when you do go for a sensory room, we do give you as well, I suppose, the user manual, but it also comes with the activities to use in the SHX room. You'll see here now, there's 51 activities to do with the bubble tube, and there's also 31 activities to do with the Luminea corner. So I think Ashita might be popping that link in there for those in a while, for anyone here that already might have our sensory room. But obviously as well, when you do go for a sensory room from ourselves, we do include those as well. So I'm now just going to show you as well some of those activities that you might have in action as well. So this is just Maria and Connor just kind of showing different types of activities that are available.
Okay, so in this game, I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you get them right, we'll see some bubbles. So, easy one to start. Where do you live?
In Cork.
Okay, so here you'll see anytime you get something right, the bubbles.
In SHX Technologies.
And what is your name?
Marie.
Great.
Okay, and that's just one type of activity. And the next activity then is Simon Says, for example.
Okay, we're going to play a game of Simon Says. Follow my sequence. Red, green, yellow.
Okay. And then moving on, then we've got the Luminate corner. So the Luminate corner you'll see here now is basically your, I suppose, an entry level as well. So you can actually start off with the Luminate corner before you move on to the SHX system. So you could have just your bubble tube and your fiber optic in the corner. And then from there, basically, then we can move on to the SHX sensory room. So you can actually adapt it so that you have that first of all, and then you move on and you have the SHX system. So we'll have the bubble tube, the fiber optics, and then down the line, we can incorporate more luminaire, more lighting, for example, which is your LED strip. You can also incorporate the planet and things like that. And then we can add on that computer system afterwards if you want to start off small and then grow as well. And finally, just to let you know as well, we do have new products coming soon as well. So these are just a few snippets of the product that is coming soon. It's a little different to the SHX system itself. It's to do with multisensory, but I'm not going to give away any more information because it hasn't been fully announced yet. But for anyone who is here today, we'll obviously see the images here now and kind of maybe have an inkling or maybe an idea of what it is. But this is basically going to be our new product coming in the next few weeks. So just keep an eye on our social medias and your emails as well. And we will be, I suppose, letting everyone know about the new product that's coming out soon as well. So just to let, in relation to the SHX system as well. So I know we're running a little bit over time, so I'll hopefully finish up for you now soon as well. So our showroom in Cork, if anyone wants to come visit it, it's basically, this is the address. So obviously on the recording, you'll see the address as well. This is the address in Cork for the showroom. So you can book in online as well, and Nishita will probably pop in the link for that in a while as well. So you can book in to come down to visit our showroom if you wish, and we'll happily, show you around the room itself and show you how the SHX system works. But we are available as well, obviously, if you want us to come up and view your own room, we can do that as well, no problem at all. Okay, so that's just a few of the contact details there for ourselves. Again, the address is there for the showroom, and just if you want to contact us, the number and the email and the website is there as well. So that's pretty much everything for the SHX system today.